Rapanushitai. Oh Lord, I am putting on a brave face here. I tell you that. This is what it looks like. That's my brave face. What a day. What a day. But what I'll do is I'll take that day, imagine it like a big ball of plasticine. Actually, I'd quite like a one in the chat. Not yet, not just for the... Have I got something? Oh my days. Not just for the sake of a one in the chat, but I was thinking about this the other day, something I used to do. I used to do it, I mean, preferably with Frutella, because Frutella are the king of of chewy sweets. There is another one. What's the one you get in? It's like edible plastic. It's like a little square packet. Can anyone remember what that is? It's like a little square packet of chewy sweets. It's not like a long. It's not your Opal Fruit Starburst. It's not your Frutella. It's a little square packet of chews. They are actually the king. Edible plastic, essentially. Not dweebs, not nerds, not chewits. No, chewits are long. Dweebs come in a box. It's a square, almost square. It's slightly longer, but it's not like a tube. And it's not a fruit salad. There's 4 or 5 of them in it. There's 4 or 5 of the sweets in it. Oh, look, that's irrelevant. But here's the thing I want to ask you before the riffraff turn up. Give me a 1 in the chat. Moam, it is. Oh, no, that's the mother of all. It might be Moam, John. It's something like that. Yeah, it's Moam. Good call, John Francis. Yeah, Moam. There, I'll show you a picture. Hang on. Just so that you'd see what I was describing. It's like a little square, it's slightly oblong box of chewy sweets. That is edible plastic. I mean, and when you're having a sweet, when you're having an indulgent, John, how the hell did you know Moam? That's incredible. Not that you wouldn't know it, but you Moammed it on the absolute nail. What? You headed it on the nail. You've done something wild. They are Moam. They are the king of chewy sweets. But let's just go back, because I've got to go back 2 stages now. I've got to go back to what I'm going to do with the day I've had to make it of worth to you. Let me turn my brightness up so that we can, so that you can see me. You'll see the brave face then. 1 second. It's fucking. Oh, excuse the language. It's ridiculous that my channel lighting is turning the brightness of my computer up. But give me a 1 in the chat if when you were a kid, and I'm talking like 7 or 8 here, I always did it. But with Frutellas were the best. Opal Fruits, now known as Starburst. But this is what you do. It's been your birthday or something. Your nan slipped you a lady. So you've got, you're a bit flush. And so you buy 5 packets of Frutella. Like blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, orange and the mixture. Or like 5 packs of Starburst, whatever. Unwrap them all in a warm environment and make them into a ball of sweet. Give me a 1 in the chat if you ever made a ball of chewy sweets. I'm just interested because it was such a glorious thing. Yes, it had a few dirty grey fingerprints on the exterior of the ball of chew. Those words don't go well in the same sentence. But all right, Ben, nice to see you. Moslab would rather eat the box. No, refreshers, or the yellow and blue refreshers are also the king of sweets. They're up there with Moam, but Moam is edible plastic. I mean, it's like nothing from nature in a Moam. And that's what you want. Yeah, I'll be circling back twice. Plenty of OG scrubs in here today. Lovely. Johnny Red Pill Seed. Yep, you know it, right? And then, of course, Johnny, I mean, this is just me and you at the moment. Then, of course, you can have a bite of your apple of chew. See, what I'd do, once I'd formed the ball, I'd put it in the fridge. And then when it came out, you'd have a little bit more time to sort of get it dirty and bacteria. Anyone else do it? Rusky, ball of chew. A lot of twos here. Broken silence, ball of chew. Lovely. It was difficult. Oh my days, mint pacers. They're down there with Texan bars. They came, they went. Martin Davis says Parma Violets. I've got to circle back so much now. When Mrs. When Mrs. Me In It sent me all those sweets for the kids in the province, I took them all out there. I say all of them. You can't give Parma Violets to a Cambodian kid. That perfumey, scented chunk of sugar is wasted on Parma. I'm going to have one now to celebrate. I've had a shocking day, but I'm not going to throw it at you. I'm not going to use my shocker of a day. I'm going to use it positively. Oh yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it round and feed it to you like a mind meal. Mind meal, food of brain, mind meal, food of brain. So, just the two PVs. Well, actually, 1.5. It would appear I achieved a half. That's the good Lord himself telling me something. Let me just... oh, my God. Oh, it's just... Right, let me get my earpieces in. What's that, Nan? So, ball of chew. So, Moslab, honestly, mate, you're missing out talking about jazz like that. You're talking about 100 years of music. You know, it's such a big, you know, you've got like from Benny Goodman, big band, right through to Bitches Brew in the 60s, right through to like the Yellow Jackets. It's such a broad genre. It's such a broad genre. Don't write it all off, Moslab, or you're doing yourself a disservice there. Most jazz I hate. Absolutely detest it. But the jazz I like, which is really kind of mid-50s, early 60s, bebop and hard bop. Fucking awesome, man. Anyway, let me circle back. So what I'm going to do with my devilish day is take it like a ball of chew, form it into something wonderful. I mean, even that motion is sending positive waves across the scrubbosphere. Look at that. Look, you can do it sideways. There you go. Just like that. Like, it got so bad today. I told you this morning, didn't I? This will be a negative to positive switcheroony. So don't worry. This isn't just me complaining. Someone's off, so I've got to do that work, and it's really horrible work. It's customer service. I can't stand it. By nature of that work, it's people complaining and making demands, because that's why they write to you. No one writes to you to say, hello, just wanted to say everything's good, got everything nice, thanks for a great time. Maybe one every 500, but the other 499 is, you fucker, you ruined everything, where's my fucking... And what makes that bad is, it's not your fault. It's the courier. It's the coof. It's the global supply problems, right? Anyway, so not only am I doing my work and someone else's work, and I had to do a video before this morning's stream, and then my missus rung me up crying. Now, I sent her a message to say call me, and she didn't, so she's probably sleeping, but she might call me during this stream. One of the people who lives, I don't want to go into too much detail because it's private. He's 15 years old and he's a shit. He's an utter shit. And when I'm there, he's good as gold. But I know what he's like to my missus, the love of my life. And I said to her, when she rang me up in tears, I said, I'll come up there now. I'll jump in a taxi. I'll be there in 3 hours. And I'll knock that silly cunt sideways. And then I had to just calm down a bit on that. I'm thinking, hang on, whoa. You can't just go and punch a kid. I know I would punch him in the throat as well, which can kill people. And it's not, and she's like, no, you can't. And I know I can't. And then I said, well, let me talk to him. Let me, I'll talk to his mother and all this stuff. And I can't get involved because I don't understand the family politics. But can you imagine someone pissing off your missus? She was crying and like proper sobbing. She never gets like that. She's not emotional in that way. She's very strong. She's had to be. And, he lives in the house that she built for her family. And it all gets very complicated. So that as well. So if she rings me during this stream, I'm going to have to say I'm busy, and she's going to be pissed. And then we've had, like, the business is struggling. We've been fucked over by global supply chain problems, like loads of people have. Don't worry. People, just remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. But, this is really screwing us up. And it's really going to screw up Christmas. And Christmas is big, it's a big part of your annual turnover in e-commerce. And so that happened, and then something else happened, and I was just thinking, fucking hell, man. And I talk on this channel a lot about acceptance, and I talk a lot about gratitude. And I always stress, though, and it's nice to have an actual example. I always stress that learning those two things, acceptance and gratitude, changed my life. They did significantly. But they're not things you learn and have got. It's not like riding a bike. You get the hang of it and you've just got that skill. No, you have to actively do it. You have to accept each negative, frightening, scary, frustrating, negative situation as they come. You have to. Each time that there's something that you don't want to be happening, you have to accept it. Doesn't mean you agree with it, doesn't mean that you think it's excellent, but accepting something is what stops you sitting in it and just going over, wow, if this happened and this, if this hadn't have happened and this hadn't have happened, if that hadn't have happened, if I'd have done this, that isn't acceptance. That's the opposite. That is indulgence, and it's a negative indulgence. And as humans, we're prone to that. The amount of times I've seen people sitting in their misery, they've got that big blanket of self-pity on them. And that helps no one and nothing. That makes things worse. And it's almost a natural reaction to negativity. It's almost a natural reaction to your world collapsing, or you think your world's collapsing, to indulge in it, because it's immature. It was imprinted as a kid. The saying, throw your toys out the pram. What do kids do when they don't get what they want? They stamp their feet and they scream and shout until they get it. Well, as an adult, you don't get it. It ain't going to happen. That isn't always possible. There are some things you can do about your negative situation, but some of the things about negative situations, there's nothing you can do about them. And it's accepting that. There's nothing I can do about it. Being miserable Sitting in it, stamping my feet, indulging in it is only going to make things worse. And like I say, a kid can stamp his feet and scream and all whatever until he gets it. But that isn't the adult world. So we almost sort of regress to children when we don't accept things. And that's when and then someone will call you, a friend, oh, no, how's it going? And you're like, fucking shit, actually. And your mate's just called you. And you could sort of go, hello, mate. Lovely to hear from you, because it is. But you can't, you're not, because you haven't accepted the negative things in your life, you can't have a nice conversation with a friend. Because you haven't accepted the negative things in your life, you're not available for your loved ones. Like if I was all shitty and sitting in it, when my girlfriend called up and was emotional, how do I give her time? How do I give her love, compassion, attention? When if I'm stewing, I ain't got time for this now, darling. I've got shit going on. Which, not really, just sitting there going, shit. So it's immature to be in that space. So acceptance is just saying, right, what can I do about it? What can I do about this negative thing, this problem I've got, right? Like if this carries on for another 6 months, I could lose my business. Now, that might not sound like a lot. And in real terms, it's not. We got someone, a scrub the other day said he's got cancer. I'd prefer to lose my business and have cancer. But suddenly living in Cambodia is jeopardized. Living in this pad is jeopardized. Now I'll do something about that. I'll go full time on YouTube and hopefully make that work. Or I'll do something else. Or I'll get this fucking novel finished and hopefully that might generate some revenue. So I got my book out. I got the old Scrubs Book of Knowledge out and I wrote down all the things I can do. I showed you the other day Warren Buffett talking about in times of high inflation, in times like we've got now, it's an important time to develop your skills and offer your skills. So I sort of thought, right, these are some things I can do. What can't I do? I can't speed up the supply chains. Can't do that. I can't do B, C, D, but I can do E, F, G. So, okay, do that. And accept that I'm powerless over the things I can't change. And that immediately makes the situation better. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. Breathe. And then gratitude, again, it's an active thing. You don't learn it. So it's like, well, all right, so that might happen. This might happen. But I'm still pretty well placed, and I've got abilities to do other things, that I am in a position where maybe I could monetize my writing a bit quicker. Maybe I could do something here or maybe I could full-time YouTube, that could happen. So have a bit of gratitude for that. Have a bit of gratitude that I've got a roof over my head, and have a bit of gratitude that the chances are with a good team and a lot of people putting in a lot of effort, we'll get through this like a lot of people do. Now, a lot of people don't, but I'm not going to live in the future. I'm going to live right now. And that's where gratitude and acceptance are. Now, leading on from that, and this is where I'm not just moaning. The hardest thing about meditating. Now, remember when we watched Russell Brand do his fucking 20-minute long, I am Jesus. Listen to the birds. Consider the consciousness of life as it flows through thee like a plant. It's bullshit. Meditation is easy. Just relax and concentrate on your breathing. That's it. The hardest part of meditation is starting it. Like most things in life, the hardest thing about me getting a bit of writing done is starting it. The hardest thing about me dealing with problems at work is starting it. And so when you're in that really fuck, it's all falling apart, I'm in trouble, my life's jeopardized, this is... When you're in that space, it's very difficult to say, give yourself 20 minutes meditating, because you still got that immature mindset that's making you want to indulge in it, want to woe is me, oh, it's all going wrong, oh, what a nightmare, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. And actually to go from that immature kind of pointless, destructive negativity to just give yourself 10, 20 minutes in the present, where you're not worried about anything, you're not scared, you're just in the now, which is the only thing we've got. There is no future, there is no past, they don't exist, it's a myth. They are myths. There is now. Right now. How are things right now? Well, I'm streaming. I love streaming. Love it. Love this channel. Love you lot. Love it. Got my vape. Lovely. Got the love of a beautiful woman. Lovely. So right now, things are all right. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Things might go wrong in the future. No, they'll definitely go wrong in the future, because that's life. That things will go wrong. All right, okay. Acceptance again. And so I dragged myself out of it all. Dragged myself out of it all. I've still got to go to Super Duper. I did have some bacon and eggs earlier, but no carbs. And I'm a king of carbs. And I need to get some bread or potatoes or pasta in me quickly. But the fact is, I managed to pull myself out of an immature, destructive, and negative state of mind. One, because I know how to, and two, because I had to. Because I'm no good to anyone, and certainly not myself, if I'm negative and destructive. It's just pointless. What an absolute waste of time. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's wonderful. This is where I am now. I'll do what I can do to help things. And if it doesn't pan out, all right, I'll do something else. I've always done that. I've always done it. In my whole life, I've done that. And you tend to land on your feet if you, know where the ground is. Lovely. Look at all you lot. Absolute amazing. Hello, Rob. How are you? Those sweets where you loaded them into a spring-loaded plastic stem and ate them by pulling the character's head back. Pez. That'll be Pez. I am so far behind if we're still talking about sweets. I think I saw a Super Shah come in. Let me see. Hello, 21st Dissident. And scream, lots of screaming. I imagine we're still talking about kids there. Moslab says Suns football team won their state championship, went undefeated, 16-0. Proud dad, can't stop smiling. No misery here. There you go, lovely. Seeing truth, seeking them no less. Hello, mate, good to see you. Loads of people in. Bloody lovely. Mr. Natras opens the doors of griftation. During my average day, I am very polite, take a step back and give benefit of doubt. But I know for a fact customer service would be the end of me. And them probably. Right, check. Nice one, Graham, for the donation and the comment. Listen to this. When we were hiring people for customer service, we had to do these sort of biometric, I don't even think they're called that, some kind of tests, right? And we had to give them to the applicants to see how well suited they were to customer service. So me and the other owner of the business, we decided to do them ourselves just to check them out, see if they were any good. 22% I got for customer service suitability. So it's great that I'm doing it. Nice one, Graham. Much appreciated. Right. Anyway, Let's, good Lord, you lot are on fire. The chat is absolutely flaming. Little Bullet, good at the gratitude, not so good at acceptance. Well, you're halfway there, though, Little Bullet, you know, and likewise, sometimes I'm crap at them both. Just today, I just had a breakthrough moment. You know, I actually, because I had to, because it was going to send me scatty otherwise, and there's no need for that. You know, when I want to be at my most efficient when there's problems around. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be anxious. I don't want to be scared, because if there's problems, you need to be efficient. You know, this is what the difference between a professional fighter and an hard case is. A professional fighter spars and trains so that they can learn to fight, for sure. But there's also an element of them not being scared about that process so that they can be efficient. You know, it's important for them to get a few knocks. Same as stand-up comedy. You know, anyone can tell a few stories. Anyone can tell a few jokes. I could take any of you and give me 3 months and I'll give you 15 minutes material, train you up to get on stage and deliver it and make people laugh. What you can't teach is stagecraft. What you can't teach is what it's like to be on stage when there's loads of people looking at you. That's the hard bit. You know, and so with these things, you know, with the situation I had today when everything seemed to be crumbling around me, you know, it's a nasty comment, but I had to man up. I just thought, no. Don't go down the drain. Don't go beating your head on the ground. You know, don't go out and drink gin. Get your head up, sort out the problems, and do the best you can. Because thank you, Bullet, for the comment and the donation. Because that's all you can do. And as long as I know I've done the best I can, I reckon I'll survive anything. Because I've done the best I could. And that will keep my head above water for sure. Loads of excellent people in here. Absolutely amazing. Right, Grego, you about? I don't think I'm going to beat this morning's one, but let me open the doors of griftation now. 108 people already. Lovely to see you. Probably only going to get an hour and a half tonight, people, because A, I've got nothing prepared. I've got a few things, actually. But B, I've still got to go super duper. Like I said, I've been living on cereals. I had a bit of egg and bacon, but nah. And I don't want to wake up tomorrow and go through the same again, because I wake up, I'll work, then I'll do a stream, then I'll work, then I'll do a stream, and then it'll be midnight again, and I'll have lived on fucking Cheerios or whatever it's been. So I've got to get to super duper and still shafted over the weekend. But it'll be a cracking hour and a half. Don't worry about that. Oh, it'll be an absolute cracker. Anglo-Saxon, nice one. I'm not changing the subject. You can't be grilling steaks, mucker. You need a griddle pan, me old China. Hoyt, I know. The grilled steaks are good, but they're only good because they're better than my crappy little pan. I will definitely find a griddle pan. I will definitely do it because I understand that. But I can't be frying them anymore because in that crappy little flimsy non-stick job, they're rubbish. They're rubbish and they curl up and things, and it ain't right. But much appreciated. I will get a griddle. I will show you it. And I definitely will do that. Thank you, Anglo-Saxon, for the donation and the advice. Will Martin, are you losing your business? No, but, you know, it's easy to panic when really negative things happen. But negative things have been happening since it started. But I got a right kick in the teeth today on 3 different aspects of my business. So, you know, you start getting the fear. If this carries on for another year, it will be in another 6 months. We'll be in real trouble, yeah. But I don't think it will. But again, this goes back to that fear and that projection, living in the future. Oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? Well, hang on a minute. Fuck what if this? What about what is happening and what can I do about it? Sorry if I keep looking at my phone, but I'm concerned my girlfriend's going to call, and she's having a very, very difficult day. So there you go. Nice one, Anglo-Saxon, for that donation. Right. Moslab says, why don't you have a grill outside? That ain't a bad idea. Get a little barbecue outside. Yeah, I could do that. I remember when I was living in Lexington Street in Soho, we were grilling steaks on the windowsill. One of those little disposable barbecues, you know, the one with the silver foil and the little grate on top. They were good though. I don't think the neighbours quite appreciated it, especially the ones above. Shut your windows then if you don't like the smell of my burning steak. My burning steak, yeah. Rags is on the firm. Now, Mousecat says, if you do have to go, do voluntary liquidation rather than going proper bust. Been there twice and it's a sod, but you survive and live to fight again. I think I've over exaggerated the problem. I don't like talking about business because it involves other people's lives, and because this stream has a political bias, I don't think it's fair. But one of the big problems I've already resolved, so you know, I think it's all right. But it's just distressing. That's my point, you know, because you do project, oh fuck, it's all going wrong. And I talked to one of my best mates who's on the firm, and he was in a tiz as well. And luckily, I got to talk to him after I'd got through my acceptance and my gratitude, and I just said to him, chill. You're not doing yourself any favors. And hopefully, I think he's in the chat actually, bless him. What a lovely bloke he is. What a great friend. Known him since I was 11 years old. Got on immediately. Yeah, amazing, really. He did have fat hands though. He knows that I'm saying that. Little Bullet drops a lady. The fear of crowds is a form of agoraphobia. It's also one of the biggest causes of drink and drug addiction. It's very common. I can't comment on that because I don't know enough about agoraphobia, but without a doubt, socializing, a lot of people are terrified of it, and they rely on substances to get through it, which especially European people. You don't see that so much out here. I think at my girlfriend's birthday, I saw 2 half cans of Cambodia, drunk. 2 cans. There's about 25 people there. But yeah, without a doubt, people socialize it. People struggle. And why? Because they're not actual communities. They're contrived communities. They're communities that have been forced upon us by the likes of Weatherspoons and that. They're not the communities we grew up in. They're not our extended families. They're not people that looked after us since we were babies. They're not brothers and sisters and you know, nephews and nieces and all that lot. They're contrived. So although we pretend that they're our society, our community, but largely they're a simulation of a community. And you're expected to go and hang around with like 50 strangers in a weird place. It's no surprise that everyone goes, ha ha ha, I'm having a great time, ha ha ha. Nice one, Little Bullet. Boom. Lovely. Hooper, nice to see you. All right, Chris and all, looking forward to the stream beginning. It's going to start shortly. Just a little bit of housekeeping and stuff. Let me get the doors of griftation open. Right, how do I do this? Right, Grego, you don't need to time this one, mate. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near this morning. As you can if you want, though. We're going to time it. Yeah, I don't know. I do. It's the truth. It's reality. Right, if you wanted, Grego, though, it could be interesting. Hello, Kieran. 5 down, 4 down, 3 down, 2 dun. Go. All right, there. This is how you can support this channel financially. You can become a member of this channel. Top link in the description. There's free strata. We do private streams. It's like £1, £4 or £7 a month. If you join the top one, you can see all of them. Join the middle one, the bottom two. Join the bottom one, just that. That's quite a good way. Super chat is a $ in the chat there. That's quite handy. If you want to donate but not give any money to YouTube, you can use Entropy. I'll put the link in the description now, and I'll pinner to the top of the chat. Oh, hang on. That's what gets me. I'll pin it to the top of the chat. It should be up there now. You can also use SUBSTACK. That's like a monthly thing. I've got about 7 people who do that. That's nice. I don't expect to get rich out of this. It's not my full-time job. It might be soon, though. But I do put a lot of time, passion, and energy into it. So it's nice to get a few donations. And I must say, spread over a month or so, you lot are very generous, so all good. Nice one. There you go. I was sub 50 this morning, Ralph, but I added a few extra bits into that one. That was the full grift, and I don't think I'll get under 50 seconds when I do the full grift. Did you say it, Pax Max? I reckon there's plenty of people going pinner for that one. I reckon that was 63 seconds. How's that for a guess? Thanks, Brandon. Andrew says it was 1 minute. Oh, hang on. That's 1 hour. 1 hour, no minutes and 74 seconds. Grego says 1 minute 4. Oh, I said 1 minute 3, didn't I? Nice one. Nice one. Yeah, I added a couple of extras into that one. I added, I can't remember what they were. But oh, now I understand that, Andrew. Nice one. I think Anglo. Hello, Loki. Nice to see you, son. We have evolved as a tribal species. That's not an easy instinct to overcome. It's not even healthy to try, in my opinion. You can add to your inner yard, but not everyone belongs there. Good Lord, there's a lot to take in there. Yeah, you shouldn't try and overcome it. You should be tribal. I mean, everyone is anyway, but it's just certain groups aren't allowed to. Emma, pinner. Anglo-Saxon. I think our man in the cam has gone full native like Colonel Kurtz. I absolutely love it here. I absolutely love it here. You know, I'll be staying here now. I'll be staying here. There was some, you know, if we do have a family, there was some concern about hospitals, but there's an international hospital, which, you know, I you know, what people say to me, what, you're not going to bring her over here and let the NHS treat her? Tell me that 10, 15 years ago, I might have gone, yeah, that's a point. Fucking NHS, yeah, all right. They'd be too busy on TikTok, wouldn't they? I am. I mean, the locals round here think I'm a complete. They think I'm a bit of an eccentric. You know, I'll have the crammer on my feet with my dealer boots on, a crammer on my head, and they just see me walking about. But they all say hello to me. Well, they give me a sauce a day. Nice one, Anglo, on the donation. You've been very generous. You've been very generous since you turned up here. It's lovely. Zen Maverick used to go out with a girl from Pinner. What's the name says? It looks good on you, Dangerfield. Well, the truth is, it's easy. You know, the one on me head I put on if I haven't washed my hair or had my hair cut and I'm going out in public or streaming. But, you know, I had it cut the other day and I dragged the comb through it this morning. It's all right, isn't it? But in this heat, I don't want to pull on a pair of pants, then a pair of jogging bottoms. I never wear joggers anyway, unless I'm jogging, and I don't. So it's jeans, pants in like 34 degrees. Whereas the old crammer, wake up, shower occasionally, just wrap it round. Done. Lovely, plenty of air up around the crown jewels. Gorgeous. And it also saves on the washing, you know, just after a few weeks. I can't remember the comedian who said it. He said, oh, I hate washing my bed sheets. You have to fucking get them in the washing machine, get them clean, spin them, dry them, put them back on the bed, and a year later, you got to do it all again. John Manimu's gone for a very difficult one here. Cambodian. Khmer. 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 Would have been easy. Schrodinger's Gaffney says refugees camp in accident and emergencies all over London in big stinking tents. I'm not joking. I know you're not. Bally G ended up in hospital after getting a bit busy on the dark net. I think I've shown you the photos. First one is in with all his... I might have to get them out again just in case anyone ain't seen them. It's always a laugh. Hang on. I know a lot of you have seen them, but it's a very good before and after photo. Hang on. Don't worry, people. The show's going to start shortly. Right, there's picture 1. I've just got to find picture 2. Right, there you go. Right, so picture 1. Let me just... I'll have to take that message off the screen. So there's Bally G. I won't put it too close, but there's his dark net. How do I? Yeah. He's had his dark net delivery there. He's had a few packets of various narcotics. And look how happy he is. Look at that. Hey! Right? About 2 hours later, his missus sends me this photograph. That's right. He's got an IV drip. He's got the pulse thing on his finger. That's the old first responder. Ended up in hospital. Constipated. Rookie mistake with all those opiates. Anyway, and he told me that when he... weirdly, though, they give him morphine. He was in such pain. And the bloke said, are you allergic to morphine? And Bally was like, oh, no. No. Anyway, got to hospital. And like Gaffney just said, he said there was refugees living in A&E. They had like tents, sleeping bags. And there's nothing you can do about them. You chuck them out. And then when you go back to do your work, they come back in. That'll be everywhere. There'll be people living in someone told me there was a whole family living in an ATM thing. You get those ATMs with the doors and there's a few ATMs in them. Well, there's a family living in there now as well. That's lovely. What a thing, eh? What a thing. But anyway. Billy Blog says, Dangerfield, I was making a joke using the ethnats' logic against them by saying you were colonizing Cambodia. Having watched the start of that stream, I see how it might have been a bit inappropriate. Oh, yeah, fair enough. There you go. That's a fair enough thing to say. I saw you say it, Dangerfield's colonizing Cambodia, and I think I answered. I said, I don't know if I am. Okay. But yeah, I understood. No problem. No dramas. I'm not, but I understand what you're saying. The tetanus Moslab is intense. That would have been better. You do the shooting. Leave the jokes to me, Squire. Right. Absolutely cracking up. It's not right, is it? And I know what you're referring to as well, of course. Do you know what I mean, Scorry? It's weird, isn't it? Shouldn't laugh. Oh no, Bally was cracking up as well. Don't get me wrong. He knew that he was, Bullet's dropped to 10-bit. He's on this one. Bullet, have you got agoraphobia? Is that what this is about? Agoraphobia translates to... Oh, my God. I suppose... Oh, I was talking about darknets. Darknet marketplaces about few months ago, and I said Dream Market was excellent. The original Silk Road was excellent. And then I named a couple of other ones, and I was going, there's one I can't remember that was excellent. And it was called Agora. Agora was one of the best dark dark web marketplaces. And now I can see why. Let's just work out, let's get the etymology of that. Now I know why the market was called Agora. 1590s, open assembly place, chief public square and marketplace of a town. Popular political assembly held in such a place. From Greek, agora, an assembly of the people. The place of assembly, comma, a marketplace. Well, now I know why it was called Agora. Oh, the days of Agora. Fucking brilliant, man. I mean, terrible. What I meant to say was awful place. Anyway, thank you, Little Bullet. You've won already with that opener. Agoraphobic translates to fear. Yeah, phobic, phobia, fear, agora, marketplace. You can get agoraphobic in a lift if it's crowded. Some think that's claustrophobia, but that's not strictly true. It's the people that make the difference. Weirdly, communists in that case are agoraphobic. They literally are, though. They don't know how to regulate the value of their resources, the stupid bastards. Which brings me nicely to my next point. Where are we going? Thank you, Little Bullet. Much appreciate the donation. I might be needing them. Comedian. You went off form for a while there, Rusky. Accident and emergency. When I was younger, and I spent most weekends in those, you'd go in, you'd go up to the desk, tell them what your problem was, and then you'd get treated. But now, oh, it's beautiful. Now it's a cultural melting pot. Yes, you now have to wait about 8 hours for treatment, but, you know, it's a strength in that respect. Do you know what I mean? You can bleed out and that and be in absolute agony before you even get any painkillers, but there's a strength going on in A&E now, and I'm not joking. When I lived in Soho, can you imagine in the centre of London, the A&E up there? When I cut both my hands open trying to squeeze a lemon on a pint glass, whoops. Yeah, I just had to sit there and wait for the translators to arrive, wait for this to happen, wait for people to pray. Good, you know, it was very exciting. It was like Wicker's World in an 8 hour sort of session. Yeah. Shame about the injury though, because that didn't help. Interestingly, Spiritualized. Hello, Lindsay. Spiritualized. The geezer was recording an album and he got pneumonia and he was nearly dead, and he wrote most of that album while he was in hospital, and they treated him with interferon, which was made for Hep C, and he ended up calling the album Songs in A&E, which is very, very good. Very good. I'm a little bit gutted that I didn't think of that first, to be honest with you. But, you know, Brandon says it's an ER. Yeah, I think it's an ER in America. I know that because I watched House. Isn't it funny how House is just Sherlock Holmes? Holmes, House. What is it? What's his drug of choice? Vicodin, as opposed to the cocaine there. Detective, got his side man. I can't remember what his name was. Johnson, I think it was, in House. Still enjoyed it. The first few series were good. Ralph wants to know how Paul is. We ain't really talking at the moment. It happens occasionally, although this one does feel like it's gone on a while. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure he'd be all right. Hello, Mega Essex boy. Stomach bugs are not good. Okay. Look at Belgarath. Are you new in these places? Oh, what a small world. I lived right up the hill next to the NATO base. I don't know what that. Maybe you're referring to something I didn't see. That was about 5 years ago. Those photos of Bawley. Yeah, he's alive and kicking. No. Some of the best narcotics I ever got were off the dark net. It's just the same as buying drugs anywhere. If some people are going to sell you shit and some people are going to sell you quality goods. I don't think 20 or so markets would have lasted for about 9 years if they were weak or shit. I was getting the finest Burmese number 4 off the dark net, the strongest diacetylmorphine in the world. There was nothing wrong with that. There was everything wrong with that. Got to be careful. No, I thought it was good. It saved a lot of hassle anyway. Made a lot of hassle. Mr. Natras says Sodom and Gomorrah. Mousecat says, I only go in lifts with people I wouldn't mind being stuck with for a few hours. Well, there's a problem in your logic there, Mousecat, because you're going to be stuck with them for a few hours trying to find out whether they're the sort of people you'd like to be stuck in a lift with for a few hours. So I'd re-strategize that one, my friend. I'd certainly re-strategize that. Hello, Little Red. Been a while. Little Red says, hello, Scrubs and Dange. Been broke and potty. There's a lot of it around at present. Hoi, there certainly is, mate. There certainly is. Brad says, a strength as in what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. No. And yes. There you go. I won't read it out, but, you know, it's that kind of thing. It looks like Bullet's dropped another donation. That's very, very kind of you. Really kind. Bullet and Anglo are carrying the grift between them, which is lovely of them both. But I always feel a little bit of guilt there that I'd like to put onto the rest of you, actually. Little Bullet says, there you go. I knew it. Well, it wasn't hard to work out, was it? I'm a genius. I've been severely agoraphobic, it will be called from now on, for years, caused mainly by epilepsy. Oh, dear. Out of the last 30 years, I've spent more than 28 years in the same fucking hell, man. That is really sad. And, Bullet, hang on, I'm trying to work that out. Is that because fear of having an epileptic fit when you're outside, or does, I don't know a lot about epilepsy, nothing, or is it something else to do with the epilepsy? That's really sad, man. I really feel for you. You know, I need to be able to move about if I can need it. Nice one on the donation, but that really is sad. Really is sad. I mean, we've spoken on streams before, and you're a lovely fella, so that's awful. Mousecat says, Chris, are there any fat heroin or meth addicts? No. I knew the answer was no. Not a chance. Not a chance. That's just no. I mean, maybe for their first week, but nah. You know, if you want a diet, either of those two will sort you out. There'd be a few side effects that you might. Leon says the dark web is for nonces. Well, I'm sure. Well, the internet's got a lot. The clear web's got a fair amount of nonces too. I mean, I found the dark web quite an exciting place. It certainly allowed me to manage my addiction in a way where I could then manage my life. I thought it was a great thing. And, you know, don't forget, it isn't a thing. You know, it's not one place. It's just the internet, but you go to that. You use the Tor browser to get into it. I mean, any of us could make a website on the dark web. No, likewise, Graham. It's a terrible thing. Absolute terrible thing. And I suppose that is the next question. Willow says, Bullet, are you okay now, or are you still in the same 3 rooms? That sounds horrible. Marzipan says, I know a few, most on methadone, and here's why. Because when you're on methadone, if you're actually on methadone, you're not spending money on smack, so you can actually eat. And because methadone is a very strong sedative, really strong and horrible, you don't do much. You sit around eating pizzas. Yeah, I know a couple of meth people. I imagine, and I'm guessing, but because of the frequency of that particular thing, I imagine, and like I say, I'm guessing, that there might be some biochemistry about methadone and metabolism, because I've certainly seen that. I don't think it makes you, when I was on it, I wasn't hungry, but it makes you lazy. So, you're not going to be cooking healthy dinners. You're going to be ringing up takeaways. Louis Levy, have you ever tried DMT? Many times at Glastonbury, always at Glastonbury. But, all that stuff. Always streaming from the same spot. Get a desktop that has superior cooling capabilities. I've got a fan above me. Matt, appreciate the donation, but I don't understand your point. I don't understand. What did I say that made you say that? I'm not quite sure I understand. It's a nice one, though. It's a weird one. Packer! Here's £2 from the rest of us then. Nice one, Packer. Nice one. No. Brad says he feels guilty that he can't. No. No one needs to feel any guilt or ever apologize. It is seriously, it's a privilege that you people come here and watch the streams. That alone is a privilege, believe me. Now, if I didn't get the donations I get, I wouldn't be able to justify the amount of time I stream. I say that every time. That's just basic honesty. Because, time that I stream, I could be writing, which I hope to monetize at some point, and I could be working, which is already monetized. But I don't want anyone feeling guilty or apologizing. No. What a privilege for me to be able to ramble and tell you what I think and talk to all you lovely people. That's already a privilege. But that's a nice thing to say. Brad says, yes, I am a fat heroin addict. Well, there you go. There's always the exception. How interesting. Lee says, I knew a bloke on the gear who was 28 stone. Oh, yeah, I'd spent most of my adult life around junkies. I can't remember any fat ones. Like none. When I picture it in my head, they're all skeletons. A lot of them. There's a learning there. There's a learning there. You don't know everything, although you think you might. I reckon I know who that is. I reckon on the same page as just joined the firm. Little Bullet. You seen the drill holes. That don't help freak show. You've seen the drill holes that don't help freak show. I don't know what that means, Little Bullet. But can you answer the question? You might have already done it, but are you out of that now? And is it fear of having an epileptic fit, or has epilepsy got another thing? You might have answered that. Apologies if I missed it. Woodlander. Oh, hi, Mark. Oi, Woodlander, I saw that you're lined up to be on this year's Millennial. What an absolute we'll have a look at it actually. What an absolutely incredible lineup this year's Millennial is. We'll have a look at it. It looks fucking brilliant. I said to Wozy today, I said, mate, I don't know how you got the energy to do that. Like, he does 4 or 5 a day for about 10, 15 days, right? Now, when I stream twice a day, it shatters me. It's hard work. It is. You know, I'm having to concentrate, engage with people, be entertaining, know what's going on. But interviewing and having conversations with people, not always people you know well. Like, I think this will be my 4th Millennial. But sometimes it's people you might not have spoken to before. And he does 1.5 hours with someone, 20-minute break, 1.5 hours with someone else. Anyway, so I wrote to him. I said, that's a cracking lineup, mate. I don't know where you get the energy from. And he wrote back and he said, me neither. He said, I'm worried I won't have it. And I said to him, I thought you might say that. Exactly, Space Opera Mark. No grift guilt. But let's have a look at the lineup because it's absolutely amazing. And if any of you have not seen Millennial before, which I think is very unlikely, is excellent. It's really excellent. Hang on a minute. Nice one for that donation, little bullet. Hang on a minute. I think that might be the Mosaic Labrador who's dropped $19.99. He says this. On behalf of all the awesome scrubs going through a bit of financial struggle, you are not only welcome here, but cherished. I could not have said it better myself. Very, very kind of you, Moslab. But what an amazing thing to say. You know, this geezer's got guns and a snowplow, and he can actually say cherished, and it be absolutely on the nose. Amazing. Yeah. I've got nothing to add to that because it's perfect. Nice one, Moslab. Thanks for the donation as well. Hello, Carter. How are you, mate? Get Carter. Carter, did I miss a super sticker from you? No, I didn't. How lovely was that? I haven't cleaned my teeth. Oh, I've got the old... Well, I did, but I just need to hold the electric toothbrush on that one. I told my missus I was going to get it gold. Out here, it's about 30 quid. And every time I say it, she just bursts out laughing. So I think I will. It might be weird, though, because my gold teeth that I've got either side, see that? In photographs, if I smile, they go black, and it looks like I've got like 6 teeth missing. So if I have one at the front, every photo will look like I've got a missing tooth at the front. Shouldn't really plan your life around how you're going to appear in photos. Look what the world has done to me. The world of social media has turned me into a tooth thinker. Thank you, Carter. Machano Capricitato. God, man, you people are rabbiting. It's amazing. I sent you the pics a while back, Chris. I'll have to look into that, little bullet, because I am a little bit confused. Okay, I'll dig them out and have a look. Nice one, little bullet. Sorry to hear that, though, man. That's kind of put me on a bit of a swerve. Right, where are we? There you go, Tooth Seeker. Marzipan says, I've got a front tooth missing, got a plastic one. My old man he had a front tooth missing, but he still had like the root bit, just the front bit clipped off. He used to make one out of plaster in Paris, and it would slowly go brown over like a few weeks and wear down a bit. They'd just touch it up with a bit more plaster in Paris. But listen to this. My old man was so scared of needles, not in the arms, and this is weird, but in dental injections. Now, I can't have injections or blood tests in my arms. I know that's weird. I've injected myself about 60,000 times. I've done the maths. You can hold me to that if you want. I'm still thinking I might call my novel 40,000 Spikes. But nonetheless, my old man was so scared of needles in his mouth. He had all his dental work without anesthetic. The thought of that, and he had fillings. I mean, it was only that front one that he weren't happy to have a drill going up his front root. But yeah, no, I remember being a kid and sitting in there with him, and the bloke would go, right, I'll give you, and he'd go, no, I don't want any anesthetic, and I'd do it again, and I'd see my dad's hands gripping that chair. I think, fuck, man, just have that. I mean, these days they put a little it's a little bit of lidocaine in it. It looks like a lidocaine on a tampon. They put that on the gum first, so you can't even feel the fucking spike going in. But yeah, shocking. Keys to the Kingdom. Hello, mate. Long time. There was once a trend to have all your teeth out. I have absolutely no idea what to say to that. Not a thing. All right, hang on a minute. All right, nice one, Rags. I'll rack one of them up. Let me just see how long it is. That's perfect. All right, got that. We'll do the PJW one. Stop talking. All right. That could be worth a pop, though. Let me have a look. Sorry, people. The show will start in a minute now. That one's too long, and that would be distressing. All right, people. Let's have a look at the Millennial lineup because it's certainly worth a look. Hang on. What have I got to do? What's happening there? That don't look right. Give me a second, people. Don't worry. The show will start in a minute. I'm just doing a bit of background work. Just doing a little bit of housekeeping. 1 second, people. Oh, God, I caught myself out there with a little burp. Sorry about the burp this morning. That's not pleasant, is it? Well, Will, I'm about to show you exactly that. It's a cracking lineup. What do I have to do? I have to do this. Here we go. So, starting on Monday the 13th, the gold. Now you're seeing times in Cambodia. So if you go to this website, and I'll put the link in the chat in a minute, you'll get your times. But so on the Monday it starts. You've got the golden one, Philosophicat, Mark Malone, and Oron McIntyre. On the Tuesday, you got UK column, Survive the Jive, Mark Gullick, and Charles Robertson. On Wednesday, you got John Walters, Faust, Snorkel Blog, and Radical Liberation. On the Thursday, you got the Jolly Heretic, Hildebrand Sizard, Jim Goad, and Dangerfield. Can you believe I've got to get up at 9 for 9? I start at 9 o'clock in the morning, my time. I've got to get up at 8:30. I'll be going to bed about 5:30. That'll be lovely. That happened last year as well. So, you know what you're going to do. On Friday, James Delling poll, Monoculturi FM, Black Pigeon Speaks, and Last Things. On Saturday, the Woodlander. Go on, get in there. 2 scrubs on it so far. Then the Phrygian, Vaco Hessler, and Blackpilled. Sunday, Robin Riley, bless her. Haven't heard from her for a while. I think she's busy with her new baby, and bless her. Endeavour is also on. How lovely. Martin Lichmez, American Krogan, and Idealism Identity. On Monday, the traditional Britain group, F. Roger Devlin, Anti-Dem, and Carl T. On Tuesday, Peter Hampel, Academic Agent, Beginner Homesteader, Praise of Folly, Ramsey Paul. Rams Paul. That's a turnout. On Wednesday, the 22nd, Jared Taylor, Nix Jeevely, Bitcoin Flavius, John Morgan, and the Distributist. This is now we've got, that's the first week. Oh no, more than the first week. Jesus. Jeffrey Bloom, Apostolic Majesty, the Franklin, and Gregory Hood. Computing Forever, Elder, Imperium Press, and Semiagog. Greg Johnson, good Lord. Frody Mijord, Ryan Turpinseed, Charlemagne's excellent if you haven't heard of him, and JF Gary Appy. And then a couple of Ask Me Anythings on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. On the Tuesday, Bretting Schaffer and Milo. And then on Wednesday, Mike Enoch and Mr. D. And then on Thursday, Morgoth. And then a couple of days off, and there's a New Year's Day Ask Me Anything. What a lineup. But can you imagine doing all... I'm telling you, as someone who's done interviews, you know, one-to-ones, I know that Woes has spoken to a lot of those people before, but a lot of those people he hasn't. It's hard work. It's really draining. Because look at the things you've got to do. You've got to listen to them. You've got to have some kind of knowledge to respond to them. You've also got to entertain the viewers. You know, it's a real... It's quite something. And every year, I think he's done, what, 6 or 7 now, maybe? Every year he manages to pull it off. It's incredible. And I can't imagine doing that once and then thinking... And at the end of it, thinking, fuck me, never again. And then maybe 11 months is just enough time for him to forget how much hard work it is and go, yeah, let's do it again. Mrs. Me, innit? Drops a lady into the grift of sensation. Oh, guess what, Mrs. Me, innit? I've got those Parma violets here. I kept them back. Please don't give me a slap on the wrists. Let's see if we can get to the end of this message and understand it. Mrs. Me in it says the following. New cooker turned up today. Yeah. Heard alligator mauled a tourist in Cambodia. The locals punched the shit out of it and saved her. I didn't even know we had alligators here. Another problem. Let's see if I can find out about that. Alligator. No, nothing. I mean, I know there's crocodile farms up in Siam Reap and Battambang, but there's nothing in the news about it. How interesting. If you've got a link or something to that, Mrs. Me in it, do send me it. Nice one on the Lady Godiva too. Loki Larry drops in a $4.99. It's about to start. Get your donos in before it does. I am going to start the stream shortly. Nice one, Loki. Machano Caprucciatato. Where are we going? What are we up to here? Aramas says, for fuck's sake, my next few weeks are sorted. I won't have time for my family. That it is a bit like that, isn't it? I mean, there was a couple of days there when I thought I've got to see that one. Oh, and that one. Oh, and that one. Oh, and that one. If my missus is here, I'll be like, yeah, I've on top of working. Oh, and I've got to watch 6 hours of YouTube. But what I tend to do is save them for later. You know, they stay up a while. I don't think it takes them down. He might do, though. Well, maybe I'll have a look and see if any of my last ones are up. Maybe he takes them down. I'll find out. Well, I typed in Millennial Dangerfield and top 10 cheap men's fragrances. I think maybe I spelt millennial wrong. Nice one for the donation, Loki. Millennial. It's double L, double N, isn't it? Yeah, I think maybe he takes them down. Oh, hang on. There's me on iHypocrite show. Yeah, no sign of them. Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Someone reviewed me and Jared Taylor on last year's show. Oh, God, I won't be watching that. I don't know though. It looks like this person, Claire Core, reviews a lot of them. So weird, so weird. Once I'd got rid of all my videos about race, put Dangerfield into YouTube now, and all my videos come up. They never used to. How weird. There was no mention of that in the terms of service. It's almost like there's two YouTubes. The one they tell you about and what actually happens. The cheek of it. You think so? It's on YouTube. Zen Mavericks on YouTube. Have you not seen it before? It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, you know, every day starting from the 13th, I think it is. Now I've lost my fucking. Oops, excuse me, English. No, I haven't. I have got some things to show you. The show's going to start very shortly. Bullet, pow. The pics of the. Oh yes. Sorry, people. And you told me not to show them on the stream, didn't you? That's probably why they've. Yeah. Little Bullet has had holes drilled in his head. Literally, big holes. They're not like little 1 mil tungsten tippers. They're fucking. He's got holes in his head. And I said to him, "Can I put them on the stream?" And bless him, he said, "I'm not really up for that at the moment." And that's understandable. But yeah, of course I remember. Hello, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. How are you? Mousecat doesn't like JF. JF had me on his show, right? He said, "Do you want to come on my show?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." I said, "Your crowd probably won't like me though, but fuck them, I don't mind." And when I saw it advertised, it was called something like "The Rapid Downward Spiral of Chris Dangerfield." Thanks. Maybe we should have agreed a title beforehand. And Professor Ed Dutton asked me on his show shortly before my bloody diazepam breakdown, which is a terrible shame. I might have to, and I said, "I ain't doing YouTube anymore." I might have to hit him up and go, "I am doing the tubes again." I'm sure he'll have me on. The real Vincent Griffin, Dangerfield, Chris Patriotic Talk interviewed Nick Griffin. Did you see? I did, actually. I did watch that. Whatever you think about Nick Griffin, he doesn't seem to know quite a lot of things, historically speaking, of nationalism. And I find that quite interesting. But with Millennial, I have found in the past that if I watch the ones that people I sort of don't usually gel with, I sometimes get caught out and actually realize that you can't judge someone just because you saw them once before and didn't like them, because maybe they were talking about something you didn't like. Maybe they were having an off day. I can remember last year, I can't remember who it was, and I watched it reluctantly and actually thought, this is actually excellent. I have to try and think who it is. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it, Mark? I mean, 4 or 5 a day, every day for months. Give me a second, people. The show's going to start shortly. So, you know. Where's that one? Right, that one. There we go. Right, the show is about to start. Not a problem. A veritable who's who of miscreants. Yeah. I think every year he's worried that his channel's going to get cancelled before he gets halfway through it. Moslab, I'm embarrassed to admit I have no idea what Boxing Day represents. Now, I think if anyone knows, get this in the chat, but I think that originally presents were dished out on Boxing Day, not Christmas Day in the European tradition. And part of that was giving presents to the poor. So people with a few quid, it was much like the original Doors of Griftation Day. And so I think it's literally that was the day when things that you didn't want were put in boxes and given to poor people. That sounds a little bit sparse, but if anyone can confirm or yeah. But he does it every year. He's been doing it for years, and it's always excellent. It will affect my stream times as well, because there's no point going up against very popular people that I know not only know the Scrubs will enjoy, but the Scrubs should enjoy, and I wouldn't want to put you in that position of having to choose. There's no need. No unwashed this year. I don't know what does he still make content? I don't know what he does or anything. I don't know anything about him anymore. Lee says punching an alligator would hurt. Yeah, I suppose it would actually. I mean, I've been hit around the head with a crocodile skin bag, and that didn't. That was quite heavy. Oh, it was a crocodile. Oh, was it a farm rather than wandering the streets? Don't tell me there's crocodiles loose in Phnom Penh. Give me another reason to go out. Cambodigator. As if that's not the best horror film I'll make next week. Will says Unwashed is still around, but no one likes him now. I really liked him, but he lied about me, and I saw it as he said it, and I called him out on it, and he went, "Come on, I'm just trying to fill time." Well, don't fill time by saying things that aren't true about me and other people. And that was the end of that friendship. Did the kids get any sweets? Yeah, they got fucking loads. But rather than just give them to them all and their rotten teeth get even more rotten, my missus stashes them all up in her room. And then every now and again she calls them and they all come to her room and she gives them all one each. She has sweets up there, but nothing of the quality that Mrs. Me in it sent. Refreshers, drumsticks. Well, some of them didn't go. Even the old swizzle stick and red and orange powder ones. That was an amazing selection. Love Arts, the lot. It was quite something. Right, the show's about to start, people. Good Lord, I just keep realising how far behind the chat I am. Add this for the pre-start, mid-start, and end-start. Nice one, Mike. Well, I am about to start, so you missed the about start. Oh, I suppose that's the pre-start. Nice one, Mike. I'm going to put the fan on. Oh, I think I just pressed the button to operate, ignite, enjoy, defy it. Right. I suppose we're going to have to get down to some bloody content. There's always something going on. Are you sure it's on YouTube? His YouTube account is gone, isn't it? That's a good point, actually. Yeah, maybe not. I suppose let me ask him now. Hang on. Hey, Woes, I'm just shilling Millennial, and I've told everyone it's on YouTube. I'm live at the moment. Is it on YouTube or somewhere else? Be quite handy to know. I'm sure you've probably told me, but you know, I'm a bit clumsy with details. There you go. You got to witness me liaising with a friend. Hopefully he'll get back to me. I don't like this new thing I've been... Hello. I don't like... Hi. I don't like this new thing I've been seeing on Telegram where it says last seen quite recently or something. It's like, oh, thanks for the help. You are on a computer. You should be able to tell me exactly when they were last here. Last seen a little while ago. Thank you for that. 150 people here. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah, I imagine you're talking about little bullets, holes drilled in his head. I knew a woman who had polio. They drilled holes in her head. I think it was one of those mix-ups as well. They just got the wrong person. I'm not sure. Okay, we have an answer. Good call. Was it RMF that called that? Thank you. I will make that clear. It's on Odyssey, people. It's on Odyssey. Good call, RMF. I think it was RMF that said that. It's on Odyssey. So there you go. But here you go. Here you go. He sent me a link. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat and we'll watch it. We'll actually watch it now. I think it might be like a trailer. Hang on, people. Hang on a minute. What the hell is this? Oh, okay. So, no, that's just something weird. It's on Odyssey. He's sending me links that he's already sent me. He must be thinking, why have I already sent you all this? People, I'll put the link in the chat, but I think it's what I just showed everyone. Hello, mate. Yeah, I showed everyone the lineup. We went through that website, but I've just put that in the chat so they all know. Nice one. So, yeah, the link's in the chat there, people. Lee James, thanks. Who would you most like to have on your stream? Joe Guest. Where did it go wrong for us, Joe? No, seriously, Maria Whitaker. No, seriously, Linda Lusardi. Let's be serious. Nice one for the donation. Just before the show starts, let me have if I could really have anyone on this show, I think you mean living. Mikel Houellebecq would be my ultimate guest. French writer Mikel Houellebecq. Yeah, I'd need a translator though, because I can't speak English. Hey! Right, the show is about to start, but before it starts, I want to show you an LAPD detective. And when I watched this, right, apart from being really saddened, I just thought, this is again, this is what happens. Hello, Barney. Nice to see you. Atomized was a right knees up. Did you like it? I love that book. No, not Jason Pierce. No, a fucking pop star, isn't he? Pop music's pop music. I love the music, but I'm not too interested. I did write him a letter once, so not that long ago either. That's a good question, Dangerfield. Who was your favourite guest as well? The favourite... Well, I used to really love it when Daughter of Albion came on. We had a lovely relationship. But in terms of interviews, it was that bloke that made that fake propaganda film that was apparently smuggled out of North Korea. I really enjoyed that chat because I love that movie. And that movie is incredible because there's still people that think it's real. Like there's bits of it on YouTube and people underneath it are going, oh, the thing is, they're right though, aren't they? That is how America runs its propaganda. And then someone will say, yeah, but it's not real. This film was made by a New Zealander. And they're like, nah, that's a double bluff. It's like, no, I've interviewed the director. Well, I mean, he could have been lying, but he's not. So, yeah, that was my favourite one. I can't remember his name. It's quite a peculiar name he's got. But, yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Anglo-Saxon, when you get in the... You know what? Actually, it was Tim, the bomber pilot. I've had him on twice. He's been brilliant. We just hit it off immediately. I mean, we just got on. Probably about 5 months or something. You know, I've had him on twice, but if you have, although, you know, they've both been brilliant because of him, not me, you know, he's got such a lot to offer. If you have people on too much, it kind of, you know, they lose their impact. But I'll definitely have him on again. That actually, I should have thought, you know, even when Moslab asked me, I've always thought that director was a great interview. But, you know, I've probably forgotten a few people as well. But no, Tim's great. Tim is great. Nice one, Anglo-Saxon. Thanks for the donation as well, and all of the donations. You're a regular and generous supporter of the stream. Hello, Doc Shelley. John McAfee. I'll put that video back up. I thought I might be able to get some clicks after his death. Everyone I spoke to about that interview, when I told them what I was going to do, they said, "Nah, he'll leave. He won't be able to handle it." And of course, that's what happened. People in the comments were like, "You could have been a little bit more subtle." And he's a show off. John McAfee wants to show off. That whole thing about going on people's streams, he just wanted attention. You know, he poured himself a drink front and center. Oh, look, I'm well pissed. He couldn't even turn his computer. He couldn't even turn the stream off. He went, "How about I start asking you questions then?" I went, "Oh, go on then, let's have it." And then he was like, nah, he was a twit. I knew he was a twit before I had him on, but I thought if he'd actually let me get a little bit behind the fucking performance, there's almost certainly a very interesting bloke in there. But it's all just fucking performance with him, and he wouldn't let me go there. And that's what everyone said. Everyone I talked to said he ain't going to do that. You know, he's coming on to show off and talk about himself, and not in any way that's honest or truthful. He's a show off, isn't he? Oh, what's his name? He's been on 3 times. The last one was brilliant, but he's got an alcohol problem. The poor kid's an alcoholic. What's his fucking name? I can't believe I've forgotten his name. He started off reviewing cigarettes, didn't he? I took the piss out of him and he got a bit shitty with me. And I said, "Well, come on the channel." And he did. Flamadilla says, "Mine was McAfee." Mike Honk says, "Hi, Chris. Princess Charles hates Britain now." Who's Princess Charles? I don't even know who that is. Not even joking. Lil Bullet reckons it's the jet pilot. Yeah, no, he's great stuff, Tim. Nice bloke as well. Well, obviously, it wouldn't be a nice interview. The Mossbuster, what, Big Balls Bobby? He's absolutely smashing it. You want to check out his last video? He is smashing it. Really, in his what he thinks is going to happen, and that he's been saying for a couple of years now, is starting to express itself. I've got to admit that. You know, he talks about the ghettoization of our visitors, and without a doubt, that's happening. And he says, you know, I know people in the profession that I supply for a living, for the time being, gulp, who will not go into those estates, will not go into those places. You know, they ring them up and say, "Oh, I need a bit of work doing." They're like, "Nah, sorry, mate, I'm too busy." As soon as they hear where it is, and that will happen soon with plumbers, sparks, bricklayers, decorators, and the places will just crumble. See you later, Jess. Go and enjoy your dinner. But no, Big Balls Bobby is absolutely, you know, and don't forget the Scrubs. The Scrubs donate about £600 a month to Bobby's campaign. And because of that, he's now busting about 2 or 3 a month. He said before that, it was like 1 every 3 months. I still donate to him on Patreon every month. Power reckons AIU was the best guest. I could talk to Devon all night. It's so easy. That last one was what, 2.5 hours? It just went by in a flash. Yeah. I'm trying to get AIU and Bearing on, the three of us together. That would be good. We've done it before, but we also had Sugar Tits and Copper Cab and that weird bloke who dressed up as Batman and tried to troll Harry. How weird that me, AIU, Bearing, Sugar Tits, Copper Cab, and that bloke done a stream together. How times have changed. Chris Thrall, I love Chris Thrall. Mad as a box of frogs, but I will never interview Russell Brand. He won't do it. He wouldn't do it anyway because he knows that I know, and he will not go anywhere near anyone who knows that who he knows. It's weird because I'm seeing things like he was a control freak, all front. He was on a lot of drugs at the time, tosser. But I've mentioned so many different people. I don't know who's talking about who. Little Red says, donate as soon as I can. You are a family tradition or close to it as it gets. It's lovely that you're here, Little Red. No dramas. If you can, you can. History Bro was great. If you haven't seen me and History Bro's video on his channel where we talk about Angkor Wat, that's a cracking video. We just had a chat and he put visuals to it. And trust me, putting visuals to a 2-hour talk is fucking boring. But he done it and it's a really nice video. I had what I knew about Angkor. And he had what he knew about Angkor, and together you get actually, dare I say it, an interesting and occasionally humorous documentary about Angkor Wat. It's actually pretty interesting. He's a nice bloke, actually, History Bro. Really nice. Yeah, that's Big Balls Bobby. He's a lawyer. And he stops people building mosques because he sees them as a fortress. And they are. When they build a mosque, they then take the town. That's why they build them. And he's all over it. And I think he's shut down. He's stopped them building something like, I think he's now on about 90 in the last 2 years. And they're getting wise to it. They used to just put them up willy-nilly. It's a bookshop. It's a prayer room. And you do that for 2 years, suddenly it's a mosque, and suddenly that town has fallen. Bobby's doing very interesting work, actually. I think he's a very much underrated figure in that scene. And I don't really like saying in that scene, but you know what I mean. Which comedian? Louis C.K., one of the best comedians of the era, if not the best. It would have been Doug Stanhope, but 15 years ago. I mean, now he's nah. It would be rubbish. That's right. Copper Cab had a heart attack on that stream I'm talking about. He actually did. When me and Devon and Bearing and Sugar Tits and him done a stream, he had a heart attack. We were all cracking up, but he did. I know that's not funny, but it's not funny. Posey was a good guest, but the fucking video, the visuals went wrong, didn't they? So it's audio only. She blanks me now, though. She keeps saying, I'll have you on my channel, I'll have you on my channel. And, and she still says hello to me in her chat occasionally, but never responds to me. Grego says, daughter of Albion's video, a childhood memory over your monologue, one of the best memories of 70s British childhood on the internet. Yeah, she done that for me for a birthday gift. Really nice. What a terrible shame that me and her fell out. What a terrible shame. I really liked her. Okay, right. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dennis. She won't take that extra step, you know, and until she does that, she's not going to do much good because she never asks why. She never asks why. It's like, oh, the LGBT lobby, the trans lobby. Yeah, but why, Posey? Why are they doing it? And she doesn't go there. And so stuck is, you've really nailed it there. That's why every stream she does is the same, because she's going around in circles. Yep, that's pretty much what she said as well. But I'm not putting words into her mouth. She's a lovely lady, though. Right, I want to show you something. The show's about to start, but before it starts, have a look at this. And I often say this before a clip. Put a bit of critical distance in. You know, when you look at this, this is happening. And it's absurd. So it's quite a long clip, but I'm only going to show you about 3 minutes of it because we don't need to see all of it. But it's madness. One thing they don't mention when they talk about all these progressive district attorneys, they're funded by Sorge Goros. Nearly all of them. You know, he puts money into their campaigns. Now, leading up to the midterms, when all those DAs come up for voting, that as we saw with our $130 truck driver, it don't matter how much money you spend now. People have seen what the fucking mess has happened to their states. That these DAs, all these gubernatorials, all these progressives are getting voted out. Trust me. This rolling ball of anti-progressivism, which is beautiful, is really happening. But check this out. Harrowing, to be honest. This is modern America.
Time a string of smash and grab robberies combined with an uptick in home invasion attacks have Los Angeles residents on edge.
Critics slam California's soft on crime policies and the state's zero bail policy that ensure most suspects walk free. Well, here to react is LAPD detective and director of the Los Angeles Police Protective League, Jamie McBride. Jamie, thanks so much for being with us early this morning. And, you know, I just saw a statistic, which is quite amazing to me, that there were 11 smash and grab robberies reported throughout the city up till about a week ago, over a month-long period. 14 people arrested from those, all back out on the street, and you say that they're out on the street faster than the paperwork can be done.
I mean, can you believe that? 14 arrested. These local DAs, these local Democrat states, they go in, arrested, you done it, go on, just go back out and carry on with your life. It's absurd.
Explain.
Well, yeah, first we have to look, how did we get here? You know, the ACLU advocated for Proposition 47, which changed the sentencing guidelines. So right now, you can literally go out, do whatever you want, commit crimes, and you'll be out faster than the officers can finish the report. And that's a fact. You know, we're wondering, how many times does somebody have to be arrested?
I mean, just think about that. While the old bill are still writing the report on why you got arrested, the bloke you arrested is back out on the streets. It's fucking madness. And, you know, look, this is all in line with emptying the prisons within 10 years. She said it. This is all in line with defunding the police. She said it. This is all in line with Sorge Goros funded DAs wrecking America. They're wrecking. They're just ruining it. You know, this is all straight out of the communist playbook. This is all straight out of Rules for Radicals. It's disturbing, but I don't look at this negatively. I look at this as in, yeah, this is your last time. This is it. It's all over for the Democrats. You know, America won't put up with this. The midterms will show that, and not just the midterms, all the local little. All the DAs, all the police chiefs and all that, people will be getting very, very busy at the polling stations. Because, look, again, I don't want to keep going over this, but the fucking energy independence, for a start, the southern border, the ultra-high inflation, the gas prices, the fucking stuff missing off of off of supermarket shelves. All these smash and grabs, just hundreds of people running to shops and looting them. The likes of AOC going, oh, these people are hungry. Yeah, you can't eat a Louis Vuitton bag, you stupid lady. I'll take it back a bit for context.
Out, do whatever you want, commit crimes, and you'll be out faster than the officers can finish the report, and that's a fact. We're wondering how many times does somebody have to be arrested here in LA before they stay in jail?
Well, Paul says they done something at the last election that rhymes with heated. Why won't they do it again? Yeah, listen, and no one's going to stand in the next election, Trump, for instance, without making sure that's all sorted. And it is happening. People are all some of these votes are already getting turned over for cheating. No one's going to spend all that money, time, and effort on trying to become president if they know that there's exploits that can be taken advantage of. So that will all be sorted out. Don't worry about that. They know they've got 3 years to make sure that won't happen, and that no one's going to bother. Why would you play table tennis against two opponents if you just wouldn't do it? So you make sure you're playing against one. That is all in hand, and it's already showing results.
It's sad to say, but it's almost safer to hang out with Alec Baldwin on a movie set than to go shopping in Los Angeles right now.
Boom on that. It's almost safer to hang out with Alex Baldwin than go shopping. I really like that. Continue.
To hang out with Alec Baldwin on a movie set than to go shopping in Los Angeles right now. That's how crazy it is. It is so violent. We're telling people don't visit because we don't think we can keep you safe right now. And that's just sad to say.
I mean, can you believe that? The old bill is saying don't visit Los Angeles because we can't keep you safe. It's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. They're actually saying that. Don't come to LA. We can't look after you. This gets weirder. Trust me, still gets weirder. And this fella knows, he's a LAPD detective.
Well, Detective, in Los Angeles, you have zero bail because of COVID. You mentioned Prop 47. You also have District Attorney George Gascon, who did something like he's trying to release a convicted murderer 6 years into a 50-year jail sentence. So I'm wondering if you could start anywhere to make Los Angeles safer, what's the first thing that you would do?
Well, you'd have to start with the governor. Gavin Newsom. He's advocated with ACLU for Proposition 47 as well as George Gascon, who authored that bill. And here's an interesting twist too. The CEO to Netflix gave $3 million to fight the recall campaign on Governor Gavin Newsom, and that's the son-in-law of Jacqueline Avant, who was murdered by somebody who got out of jail who should have been in jail. So first of all, you got to clean up from the top. Gavin Newsom needs to be gone. We need to work on changing these laws back to make it tougher on crime. We need to get rid of these so-called progressive district attorneys. They are advocating for the criminals. It's almost like it's shame on you if you're a victim. It's like it's your fault. That's the way they see it. So there's a lot of cleaning up to do, but we need to take back the streets. And to be honest with you, it shouldn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I think we should all want to feel safe in your home. And we should.
Yeah, unfortunately, mate, that's a little bit generous. The Democrats don't want you to feel safe in your home. They want to make you stay in your home. They want to wreck America. It's madness, isn't it? This is madness.
Be tough on crime, and that's where it starts. We have to start from the top and clean house all the way down.
And that is what will happen, and you'll see that starting in the midterms.
Jamie, one of the things that amazes me is that it's not just about how you.
I mean, can we just think of that again? The LAPD are telling people not to go to LA. Don't come here. We can't look after you. And if you get shot, raped, murdered, mugged, anything, whoever does it goes in, comes out. And the progressive Soros funded DAs, they won't prosecute them. They won't do it. They can't find people to prosecute these people. They want the prisons emptied within 10 years. They've said it. It's there. It's in writing. What a way to treat one of the best civilizations the world has ever known.
You deal with crime that the Democrats have a different idea for. It's also whether or not this crime is going on. And Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez has come under some heat for these comments. She said, quote, "A lot of these allegations of organized retail theft are not actually panning out." I believe it's a Walgreens in California cited it, but the data didn't back it up. Walgreens came out and said this was one of the biggest issues they face. But to simply deny that these crimes are happening, when we've got the statistics that show they are, that just seems to be an incredible position to take.
Well, you know, AOC, is she living with her head buried in the sand? It's ridiculous. You know, all you have to do is just
in the sand up her ass, much the same.
Turn on, you know, any news channel. There's even the more liberal ones are showing some of the stuff. And they're not showing all of it, but they are. It's like, you know, this AOC experiment was nice. Now it's time for her to go back to bartending and doing what she does best, because she's definitely not.
He's dropped some bombs, though. Let's be honest. This is an LAPD detective, and he said that she should go back to bartending and do what she does best. Wait, do you remember? What was that horrible thing? Do you remember when AOC done a rally, and she went somewhere where they had really broad accents? I don't know enough about America to know the accent, but she got there and she was like, "It's lovely to see y'all. We're gonna bring back truth to this state, y'all." What the fuck are you doing? And those lunatic commies in the audience were like, "Yay, she's one of us for an hour. Yay." It was absurd. Absolutely absurd.
It was nice. Now it's time for her to go back to bartending and doing what she does best, because she's definitely not a lawmaker and she doesn't keep the citizens safe. And people like her and the rest of the squad.
Hang on a minute. Guarantee she sucks at bartending too. Good call, Mr. MF. Cracking stuff.
Who are just clueless on what's going on in the United States. There's rampant crime everywhere. And in fact, Los Angeles is like the movie Purge, but instead of 24 hours to commit your crime, they have 365 days to go out and commit their crimes.
Right, if you don't know that movie, The Purge, it's 24 hours where there's no law. So you can just go mad, nick anything you want. Just it's like, let the loonies out. And this geezer's saying that LA is now like The Purge full time. What an amazing image. What an incredible metaphor. Mr. Natras, simile, I don't know, one of the two. Communism kills and some. Yeah, it's all it does. It's all it does. It's all it's ever achieved. And then it just slowly fades away. And then the remaining communists write books about it that are full of lies. Nice one, Mr. Natras. Machano Caprasha 2T. I'll take it back a bit for context.
But instead of 24 hours to commit your crime, they have 365 days to go out and commit their crimes. And that's how it is right now in Los Angeles and in San Francisco.
You say that as we're seeing all of these smash and grab robberies on the screen. You're absolutely right. It does really look like the movie Purge. And you have all these celebrities, detective, like Colin Kaepernick and John Legend and even AOC. She's a political celebrity among progressives.
Communists. I hate this. Stop saying progressives. They're communists, all of them. I mean, I've been guilty of it myself, but let's have it right. It's communists.
And they say things like low bail and Prop 47 are compassionate policies. You see what these policies do when they're implemented. Would you describe them as compassionate?
Well, they call having bail making it a criminal offense to be poor, is what they're saying. They call it racist. Do you see people stopping at the grocery store and doing smash and grabs, grabbing milk, meat, cheese, and everything? No. What you're seeing is that they're going and getting Rolex watches, they're smashing jewelry stores, they're going into Louis Vuitton stores, and these so-called celebrities and other politicians that are so far on the left, they don't want to admit they were wrong, and so they keep their head buried in the sand. But here's the interesting thing: but everybody wants to be liberal until they get robbed or shot, and you see how quick they change their tune.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, and I think he's hit the nail on the head. These fucking white liberals, you know, this is the problem. It's, oh, no, we need to be more compassionate. They've had a hard life. Well, I know plenty of people who've had a hard life who don't get up to this kind of shit. And this compassion nonsense. No, in a sane society, you punish people. I mean, you can argue about what that punishment is, but this is madness. The compassion goes to the victims of crimes, and he's absolutely right. They've defunded police. They've taken away their powers. They've humiliated them. Remember in Portland when fucking Antifa were redirecting the traffic, and the old Bill was sitting up the end just watching it. Do you remember in the Rittenhouse trial where Carl Rittenhouse had to run 2 blocks to get to the safety of the police, and when he did, he got fucking pepper sprayed when he tried to say, I've just shot a couple of people. You know, they've been humiliated, and the people know that nothing's going to happen to them. They know nothing's going to happen. This is just a free-for-all, and that will wreck your country. If it's left to fester, it will wreck your country. Now, it's all Democrat states, so fuck them. You made your bed, fucking lay in it. And look at the statistics. The right flight, and I meant right, from Democrat states is incredible. People are just like, yeah, good idea. It's fucked. And get out of there. And can you blame them? What a state. My midterms mega stream is going to be so excellent. It's going to be a communist bloodbath, and we'll all be here to clap it on. Anglo-Saxon drops another lady. You're on fire, me old China. You probably put a smile on my boat. Well, that's the idea. Unfortunately, we have to occasionally cover this grotesque stuff, but it is something to smile about. Now, I don't want these, it's all very well them showing Rolex shops and Louis Vuitton. Okay, they can afford it. But these people are also doing this to small businesses that people have fucking spent, worked 15 hours a day for the last 20 or 30 years putting together just so they could get their kids an half-decent education. And those shops, they can't afford it. Once these come in, boom, boom, they're not getting any insurance money for that. No, it's an act of God, blah, 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 this or that. You haven't found anyone. The police haven't found anyone. We can't do anything about it. No, you're fucked now. Oh, you can retrain. I know you're 60 years old, but maybe learn to code or something. It's fucking awful. These bastards. And the good news is this will get people at those polling stations for local DAs, all the little small ones, and then it will start being the bigger ones. Then it'll be the midterms. Then the likes of Newsom will be gone, and then it will be the administration that runs the country that is currently at the weakest it's been in my adult life, and it's being ripped the piss out of by China and the neo-Soviets. Nice one, Anglo-Saxon. Shaction. Nice one, Anglo-Saxon. Much appreciated. It's crazy, isn't it? How did we get here? I mean, you've only got to go back. What an amazing time 2015, 2016 was. And these fuckers, they saw that the internet had taken the narrative away from them. They saw that the internet was becoming more powerful than the media. It still is. Without a doubt, it still is. They've censored it. They've taken. I'm gutted. They've taken away the dislikes. Every time I go to a video now, I go down. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! I mean, it's so petty. It's that's your game, is it? You brought a no dislike. You brought a no dislike to an ideological fight. Well done. We'll see how that pans out. They've tried to silence us. They've tried to shut us up. They've tried to ban us. They've let the lunatics run around the streets, and they're all getting voted out. They're all getting voted out. I have absolute faith in the American people. Madness. Now, someone mentioned this a little bit earlier, and I just want to show you a little bit of this video, because this sort of thing is going on all over the place. All those investigations into all the dodgy dealings that went on in the last election, those things are still going on, and those all the ways that they can potentially cheat if they would like to. I'm not saying they've ever done that before. I know Biden's the most popular president with his 80 million votes and his 7 people at his rallies. But things are happening. Things are happening at ground level. And like I said, no one is going to stand for the presidency without ensuring it's fair. Not a chance. I have absolute faith in that. Check this out. It's only a local thing, but it's interesting.
Election in 2020. Now, more than a year later, he has just been declared the winner after a judge said there were illegal votes cast for his opponent. This big political drama is unfolding in the historic town of Eatonville, where authorities have
A 2020 election has just been overturned by the courts, sparking new speculation about what might happen with the Arizona audit. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Florida election that was just overturned due to voter fraud. We're going to look at the latest coming out of Maricopa County, and stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal why the left is already absolutely panicking over 2024. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings.
Well, there you go. You all know how to find Dr. Steve Turley. But yeah, this stuff's happening. These people, they're on it. They know there's no reason to run an election campaign unless you can get that basic thing sorted. Here's a bit of PJW. Strap yourselves in.
There's a new talking point doing the rounds amongst mask zealots on Twitter. It goes something like this. Forcing people to wear masks is like Sorry, what? But seriously, not content with everyone being smothered with face nappies in public, they want to go one step further. They're now openly calling for a rule or a law that bans talking while eating. Now, this isn't the Babylon Bee. This narrative was born out of their struggle to respond to a perfectly sensible argument that's been made over and over again. Why do we have to wear a mask for the 10-yard walk from the restaurant?
Whoa. There's no such thing as election fortification. You're all mad. Not a nice thing to say, is it? You're all mad? Are you going to stand by that? Everyone is mad? Okay. Seems a bit of a nasty thing to say.
Front door to the table and the table to the bathroom, only to sit there maskless for 2 hours in between. It makes no frigging sense whatsoever. But instead of acknowledging that fact, their response is to call for even more authoritarianism, to the point where they're now seriously...
Apologies, RMF, apologies. It is... I've done this 3 times this week. It's because you lot are chatting so much. I am struggling. Natras says he is mad, but apologies, RMF. Yeah, exactly what I thought. I'm trying to keep up, but yeah, I do apologize. I didn't think you were like that, to be honest with you. You usually have at least an argument. So yeah, I got that wrong. Anyway, let's get back with this madness.
But even more authoritarianism, to the point where they're now seriously proposing that people be forced to stay silent and not talk while they're eating. Yeah, really. Denise DeWald, medical doctor. You can't eat with a mask on while at work, but if you take your mask off to eat, don't talk. You can...
Can you believe what they're saying? You can't eat with a mask on while at work, but if you take your mask off to eat, don't talk. She's a fucking doctor. This isn't about masks. This isn't about transmitting diseases. This is about power and compliance. Absolute madness. Right, the show is about to start, people. RMF, the thing... in that context, I'll take it. The thing is, I just showed a video about an election that got overturned because of cheating, and I thought that's a weird thing to say on the back of that. But sorry, and Mrs. Minute, yes, we are. In fairness, we are. But there's mad and there's getting something wrong. Now, today's toxic masculinity. And Space Opera Mark's here, and I still haven't done that thing. I haven't had a moment to myself, people. I've still got to go shopping. It's 1:45 in the morning. I love this fucking stream. The House of Scrubs, man. What can you say? You know, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I told you about the day I had, and it's all just evaporated because I'm engaging with people, and we've got, we don't all agree all the time, but there's a fair amount of overlap, I think it's fair to say. And, people apologizing for not being able to donate. And I really mean when I say it's a privilege just that you watch the show, It's nice to have a show. I always wanted to be a storyteller. I write and I've done stand-up, but I was told by agents that I was one of the best stand-ups in the country, but you ain't going to go anywhere because the cultural climate was wrong. And yet I still get to talk and tell stories and drop the odd funny, dare I say. Now, the show's going to start shortly, but today's toxic masculinity, this is a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm really into Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. I've probably watched them all twice, if not more. There's a very famous one that I'm guessing some of you all know. It's Amy's Baking Company. It's this trophy bride and this 80-year-old cranky old wannabe gangster. I wouldn't put it past him if in his day he was actually a gangster. Now they done two. They even done a follow-up because it got so much attention. If you're into Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, you'll know Amy's Baking Company anyway, because it's the classic. But if you don't know it, and even if you're not a fan of Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, do watch Amy's Baking Company. She is shot to shit, a lunatic, a psycho. I mean that. She is, she should be psyched off. However, in today's toxic masculinity, we're going to see a bit of her husband and how he deals with customers who ain't too happy about the scran. 1 second. Anglo, any more vids on good hard working lads getting electrocuted? Rag sent me that one. That you need to ask Rags. It's fucking weird though, isn't it? That noise. Boom, boom. I watched that video about 30 times. I'll have a look, Anglo. You've donated at such a insane rate tonight that I'll I know you're joking, but I'll see if I can find some, and I'll blow your mind with a couple. Nice one on that donation. Right, let me just see if has anyone seen what I'm talking about? Oh, here we go. Hang on, where does it start? I can't. Oh, look, loads of you have seen it. Hang on. Nutty woman, very funny. I would hit Amy with the sexy though. Yeah, would tap without a doubt. It's weird, isn't it? Blokes are so weird. Emma, Amy's Baking Company, so funny. My children are in the form of cats. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah. One of her great lines. Mrs. Me in it. I love toxic menstruality. That bird was fucking mental, Amy. You know what? I nearly said while I was talking about being a fan of Kitchen Nightmares, I nearly said, I bet Mrs. Me in it knows this episode, without a doubt. She's off her head. She might be a clandestine scrub, actually. You've got a new angle now, haven't you? We're all mad. Amy was mad as a box of frogs. Yep, Amy was fucking insane. Right, so there's plenty of them. Classic. Hello, Martha. Didn't know you were here. Classic episode. Fucking hilarious. She's a lit up moon bat. There you go. Right, anyway. Anyway, we've got 170 people watching. Lovely. So loads of people. I will put the link in for the full show, yes. But because it's our toxic masculinity, God, so many people talking about it. One in the chat if you'd tap Amy. Let's be honest. Renaissance Man, hello. It's my favourite Ramsey episode. Yeah, I think it's everyone's. It's just awesome. One if you'd tap Mad Amy. That I without a doubt I would. Look how many blokes look. That's incredible. RMF says it was some of the best TV ever. Yeah. Well, you're not going to see a lot of her in this this video. She's cranky, but oh mate, you'll have her spinning off the ceiling fan by her lingerie. Don't worry about that. Look at all the geezers. Look, amazing. Yeah, but Willow, we won't be watching a lot of her. I might, because the interest has come up a little bit about her. Maybe I'll forward it and we'll watch some of her. But this is her husband dealing with some with some customers who aren't too happy. This is the husband, but well, I'll show you some more of Amy a bit later when she blows her top. Hang on, she can blow. Imagine. I'm trying to see if we can find a bit where she's kicking off. Ramsey doesn't sort the place out, by the way. It ain't happening. It doesn't work. Yeah, let's see if we can just see a little bit of this is let's see Ramsey talking to him. They're fucking mad as that, as the pair of them. Yeah. The show's gonna start shortly, people, but we'll just have a look at this. Now, I haven't watched this for years, so I don't know what this clip is, but I know it's him talking to them, and that's enough for me to know you'll get an idea of our bonk. There's a few people saying they would definitely not. Mike has gone. Yeah. No, it's you know, there's different strokes for different blokes. I'll put the link in the chat, and don't forget, if you do watch it and enjoy it, and it is fucking great viewing. It really is. Look, if you trust me at all, give it a go. Even if you wouldn't tap Amy, it's quite something. I mean, look, she's not a looker. I'm not saying that, but she's got that madness. You know, she's got that madness. So the link's in the chat. If you do enjoy it, there's a follow up which is equally insane. Right, the show is going to start shortly. Give me a couple of seconds. Just check over there. The old entre. Nothing going on the entre today. It's strange, but you know, sometimes it's how it goes. I'll tell you what. Let's have a change. Let's have a little change. So the show's about to start, and I'm going to start with a song by a band called Household, and the song is called New Shoes. Now, before I play this was my old band. I played a couple the other day, and someone said, "Oh, this sounds like you singing." It is me singing. I wrote these songs. I sung these songs. I'd like to thank Moslab and Rags for looking after the place. Before we go. If you like reading short stories, Substack, link in the description. My true stories from my life. They're getting mad views. The last story got 1,890 views in the first 24 hours. I'll never monetize it. There's 13 or 14 stories in the archive. And if you sign up, any new stories I write, which will be about one a month, you'll get emailed directly to you. If you want to help us out, if you say, "I'm sorry, I haven't donated," or whatever, that is a really good way of helping me out. Even if you don't read the fucking things, it helps with the algorithm and all that. But they're cracking stories, and you might enjoy them. So thanks to Moslab and Rags for looking after the place. Thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to all you lot getting busy in the chat. With you chatting, it allows me to get back. Thank you very much for cheering me up and allowing me to have that acceptance and gratitude I was talking about at the start of the show, because, you know, I'm in a completely different mood now. Life is life. You deal with your problems. You celebrate your solutions. There's not much else you can do. Thank you all, people. You're quite incredible. Billy Blogs has just dropped a $5 into entropy. He says, with all the drug abuse, have you ever had priapism? Can you riff off Merkins? And with the trend for bald flanges, will they make a comeback? I've got to go, but I will. I've opened that link. Return the YouTube dislike. Great call. I will deal with that tomorrow, Billy, for sure, because I can still read those, but I've got to get to the supermarket and my stomach is rumbling. I'm going to run out of energy, but nice one on the donation. Merkins, for people who don't know, a merkin is a fanny wig. Prostitutes in the 19th century used to use them because they used to have to shave their fannies to get rid of the lice and the crabs or whatever. And then they'd have a fanny wig, which is called a merkin. So I think that's what Billy was getting on about. I don't think merkins will make a comeback. Weirdly, the shaven fanny, which a lot of modern feminists go, oh, why should we shave our fannies? Are you wanting us to have prepubescent vaginas? Actually, the shaven fanny in the 20th century came about during the 60s because feminists wanted men to be able to find their clitoris. And that, you can look that up if you want. Feminists in the 60s wrote about that. Thanks to all you lot for all your chat. Thanks. Yeah, nice one. This is one of my old songs. I will be putting your messages on the screen. There's still a couple of minutes to chuck a couple of quid at me if you want to. Oh, fucking hell, I've forgotten to do that. The show is about to start. I hope you enjoy it. Ta-da! Boom. Wow. Send nudes, send nudes. Will has a shaved fanny. There you go. Hello, LC350. I didn't see you here. You can't keep them happy, can you, mate? Good call, Jeff.
Baby, I only tell lies because the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. I'm not good, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. You can get the blues. Don't worry about my heroin addiction, it's on its line. I need you, love you, and I feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes.
Thank you, Graham. Much appreciated.
You can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues. You can get the blues.
Oh, I have had that, Billy. I've spoken about it before. I had 6 Viagra for breakfast once. I'll tell you. Remind me, Billy, and I'll tell you about it. There's a whole story that happened, including bathing my penis in half a tin of beer. You've all been absolutely wonderful. I'm off to Super Duper to get some food. Take care. I'll see you about 9:30, something like that, tomorrow morning. Hi.